Emily stared at the conference room table, her fists clenched under the polished oak as her grandfather's words echoed like a death knell. The future of Harrington Enterprises goes to your cousin Mark. He's proven himself reliable, traditional, the kind of leader this family needs. The room spun. She'd poured her soul into the company for a decade, only to be sidelined because her life didn't fit the mold. Her quiet relationship with Sarah whispered about in hallways as unbecoming. But as the board members nodded in agreement, Emily felt a fire ignite inside her, one that would burn through every secret this family held dear. She stormed out of the building, the New York skyline blurring through tears she refused to let fall. Harrington Enterprises wasn't just a business. It was her legacy, built on her late father's innovations in sustainable tech. Grandpa Harrington, with his ironclad views from a bygone era, saw her as a liability, too outspoken, too independent, and worst of all, not the picture-perfect heiress who'd marry well and produce the next generation of Harringtons. Mark, her cousin, was safe. Married to a socialite, 2 kids, church every Sunday. Emily had tried to play the game, hiding her truth, but whispers about her lifestyle had reached the old man. That evening she met Sarah at their usual spot, a quiet cafe in Brooklyn where no one from her world ventured. Sarah, with her easy smile and artist's hands, wrapped Emily in a hug that felt like the only anchor in a storm. "What happened?" Sarah asked, her voice soft but probing. Emily recounted the meeting, the betrayal stinging fresh. "They chose him because he's traditional. Because I'm me." Sarah's eyes darkened. She knew the code words all too well. As a teacher in a progressive school, she'd faced her own battles, but nothing like the corporate dynasty Emily navigated. The conversation stretched into the night, Emily's anger morphing into resolve. "I can't just walk away," she said. "This company is mine by right. Dad built it for me." Sarah nodded, but worry creased her brow. "Fighting them means exposing us. Are you ready for that?" Emily hesitated. Their relationship had been a sanctuary, hidden from her family's judgmental gaze. But now, the rejection fueled a defiance she hadn't known she possessed. As they walked home hand in hand under the streetlights, Emily made her first decision. She'd dig into the company's records, find leverage. Little did she know, that choice would unearth more than financial discrepancies. It would reveal a web of lies spanning generations. The next morning, Emily arrived at the office early, slipping into the archives room with a borrowed keycard. Files upon files, digital and paper, chronicled the Harrington empire. She started with recent board minutes, but something nagged at her. A memory of her father's hushed arguments with Grandpa years ago. Digging deeper, she found old emails from her aunt, Mark's mother, hinting at arrangements to secure Mark's position. "We can't let her ruin the image," one read. Emily's heart pounded. This wasn't just bias, it was orchestrated. By lunch, she'd uncovered altered performance reports. Her successes downplayed, Mark's inflated. But the real shock came in a locked folder. Documents showing Grandpa had funneled company funds to conservative lobbying groups opposing LGBTQ rights. Hypocrisy burned through her. Her own grandfather, preaching family values while funding hate. She snapped photos on her phone, her mind racing. Confront him? Go public? Each option carried risks, alienation, lawsuits, the end of her career. Sarah called during her break. "Be careful, Em. These people play dirty." Emily assured her, but doubt crept in. That afternoon, Mark cornered her in the hallway. "I didn't ask for this," he said, his face a mask of false sympathy. "But Grandpa's right. The board needs stability." Emily's retort was sharp. "Stability, or just someone who fits your narrow world?" He flinched, but his eyes held a warning. As she left work, a sense of isolation settled. Her family wasn't just rejecting her. They were erasing her. Home with Sarah, the weight pressed down. They cooked dinner together, a ritual that usually soothed, but tonight tension simmered. "What if we leave it all?" Sarah suggested. "Start fresh somewhere." Emily shook her head. "Running means they win." The argument escalated, voices rising for the first time in months. Sarah feared for their safety. Emily saw capitulation as betrayal of self. They parted for bed unresolved, Emily staring at the ceiling, questioning if her fight was worth the cost to their love. Days blurred into a haze of secret investigations. Emily confided in a trusted colleague, Lisa, who shared her own stories of corporate discrimination. "You're not alone," Lisa said. Bolstered, Emily pushed further, discovering Grandpa's past. A hidden affair that produced an illegitimate child, covered up to preserve the family name. The irony stung. He judged her for loving a woman, yet his secrets were far messier. One evening, as rain pelted the windows, Emily confronted Sarah with the findings. This could change everything. Sarah listened, then asked, "But at what price? Your mental health? Us?" Emily pulled her close, whispering promises. Yet deep down, she knew the path ahead was fraught with sacrifices neither could foresee. The confrontation came sooner than expected. Emily scheduled a private meeting with Grandpa in his opulent office overlooking Central Park. He sat behind his massive desk, eyes steely. "What is this about, Emily? You've been distant." She laid out the evidence, printed emails, fund transfers, the altered reports. "You sideline me not for business reasons but because of who I am. And these? Funding groups that hate people like me." His face paled, then reddened. "You have no idea what it takes to run this empire. Tradition keeps us strong." The argument exploded. He accused her of disloyalty, of bringing shame. "Your choices reflect on all of us." Emily fired back. "My choices? Like loving someone? That's not a choice. It's who I am." He slammed his fist. "It's unnatural. Mark will carry on properly." As she left, his parting words chilled her. "Dig too deep and you'll regret it." Outside, she called Sarah, voice trembling. "It's war now." Word spread quickly. Mark pulled her into a side room the next day. "What are you doing? This could destroy the company." Emily saw fear in his eyes, not for the business but for his own position. "Maybe it needs destroying if it's built on lies." He pleaded, revealing his own pressures. A loveless marriage enforced by family expectations. For a moment, sympathy flickered, but she pushed it down. Betrayal ran too deep. Sarah noticed the toll. Evenings once filled with laughter, now heavy with silence. "You're changing," Sarah said one night over wine. "This anger, it's consuming you." Emily admitted the strain, but insisted it was necessary. "If I back down, what message does that send? To me, to others like us?" Sarah understood, having faced parental rejection after coming out. Yet she worried. Fighting hate with hate won't heal you. Emily sought solace in a support group for LGBTQ professionals, where stories mirrored hers, jobs lost, families fractured. One woman, Alex, shared how exposing workplace bias led to victory but personal ruin. "Count the cost," Alex warned. Emily nodded, but resolve hardened. Back home, she and Sarah mapped a plan. Leak the info anonymously, force a board vote. But doubt not. Was she becoming like them, manipulative? That night, dreams haunted her, her father disappointed, Sarah leaving. Waking in sweat, she held Sarah tight. "I need you in this," Sarah whispered, "always," but her eyes held unspoken fears. The leak happened via a trusted journalist friend. The article hit online. Harrington Enterprises accused of discrimination and misuse of funds. Chaos ensued. Phones rang off the hook. Stock dipped. Grandpa called an emergency family meeting at the estate in the Hamptons. Emily arrived, heart pounding, Sarah waiting in the car for moral support. The gathering was tense. Aunts, uncles, cousins around the grand table. Grandpa raged. "This is treason." Mark avoided her gaze. Her aunt, Mark's mother, sneered. "We knew you'd cause trouble with your abnormality." Emily stood tall. "Abnormality? That's rich coming from a family hiding affairs and bribes." Gasps echoed. She revealed the illegitimate child's secret, watching Grandpa deflate. Mark exploded. "How could you?" But cracks showed. He admitted knowing about the funds, forced into silence. The room descended into accusations, old grudges surfacing. Emily's uncle defended her. "Times changed, Dad. Emily's the best for the job." Division lines drew, tradition versus progress. Leaving, Emily felt victorious yet hollow. Sarah greeted her with a hug. "Proud of you." But as they drove back, Emily wondered if exposing secrets healed or just created new wounds. The fallout intensified. Media swarmed the office. Protesters gathered outside, chanting for equality. Inside, board members whispered, some siding with Emily. Grandpa retreated to his home, health declining under stress. Guilt pricked her. Had she gone too far? Sarah's school faced backlash. Parents questioned her influence. "This is what I feared," Sarah said, tears flowing. Emily comforted her, but the rift grew. "I'm sorry," Emily murmured. Sarah pulled away. "Are you? Or is the fight more important?" Emily threw herself into work, preparing a presentation for the board vote. Allies emerged, colleagues who'd hidden their own truths. Lisa helped gather testimonials. Yet loneliness crept in. Family calls went unanswered. One night, alone while Sarah visited friends, Emily broke down. Was success worth isolation? The question lingered as she drafted her speech, each word a step toward uncertain freedom. The board meeting loomed like a battlefield. Emily practiced her pitch in the mirror, voice steady despite churning nerves. "This isn't just about me," she'd say. "It's about integrity." Sarah watched, offering notes, but tension simmered between them. "Make sure it's you up there, not just anger," Sarah advised. Emily nodded, but inside resentment brewed. Why couldn't Sarah fully support the fight? Arriving at the skyscraper, reporters mobbed her. "No comment," she barked, pushing through. Inside, the boardroom buzzed. Grandpa sat at the head, frail but defiant. Mark flanked him, eyes downcast. Emily took her seat, heart racing. The chairman called order. Presentations began. Mark first, touting stability and tradition. Slick slides showed projected growth under his lead. Applause followed, polite but unenthusiastic. Then Emily's turn. She stood, projecting confidence. Harrington Enterprises thrives on innovation, not outdated biases. She detailed her achievements, exposed the manipulations, and proposed inclusive policies. Discrimination isn't just wrong. It's bad business. Questions flew. One director asked about her personal life. Emily met his gaze. "My personal life is irrelevant to my qualifications. But if you must know, I'm proud of who I am. A capable leader who loves a woman." Murmurs rippled. Grandpa interrupted. "This is a distraction." But Emily pressed. "No, it's the truth you've hidden from." The vote was split. Ties broken by abstentions. In the end, Emily won by one, her uncle's swing vote. Cheers from allies, glares from others. Grandpa stormed out, muttering betrayals. Mark approached post-meeting. "You deserve it. But you've torn us apart." Emily replied. "We were already broken." Victory tasted bittersweet. Media hailed her as a trailblazer. Offers poured in. But at home Sarah was distant. "You did it," she said flatly. Emily reached for her. "We did." Sarah pulled back. "I supported you, but this consumed us. I feel like a casualty." The argument erupted. Sarah accused Emily of prioritizing revenge over their relationship. "You've changed, harder, less present." Emily defended. "I fought for us, for a world where we don't hide." Tears flowed. Sarah stormed out, needing space. Emily collapsed, alone in the apartment that once felt like home. Days passed in a blur. Emily assumed her new role as interim CEO, implementing changes, diversity training, equal policies. Employees responded positively, morale soared. Yet personal life crumbled. Family shunned her. Grandpa's health worsened, blame laid at her door. She visited him in the hospital, room sterile and cold. He looked small in the bed. "Why?" he whispered. Emily sat. "Because I had to be true to myself." He sighed. "I thought I was protecting the family." For the first time, vulnerability showed. "Your grandmother. She left me for similar reasons. I buried it." Emily's eyes widened. Another layer of hypocrisy. "You could have learned," she said softly. He nodded weakly. "Too late now." Leaving empathy mixed with anger. Had his pain fueled his prejudice? Back at work, challenges mounted. Lawsuits from conservative shareholders, internal sabotage. Mark resigned, starting his own venture. Emily wondered if unity was ever possible. Sarah returned after a week, bags in hand. I love you, but we need to rebuild. They talked through the night, airing hurts. Emily admitted her obsession. Sarah her fears. Promises made, balance therapy. But scars remained. As Emily navigated her new power, societal backlash hit. Online trolls targeted her, labeling her agenda pusher. Protests outside the office turned ugly. One evening, a brick through her car window, note attached. Freaks out. Fear gripped her. Was visibility worth the danger? Sarah insisted on security. This is the price. Emily agreed, but resolve wavered. In quiet moments, she questioned her choices. Had exposure liberated or endangered? The company stabilized, profits up from inclusive branding. Emily spoke at conferences, inspiring others. Yet at home, intimacy faltered. Trust rebuilt slowly. One night, Sarah asked, was it worth it? Emily paused. For the greater good, yes. For us, I'm not sure. Months into her tenure, Emily faced a new crisis. A major client pulled out, citing moral differences. The board pressured her to tone down advocacy. Business first, they urged. Emily resisted. Integrity first. But losses mounted, forcing layoffs. Guilt weighed heavy. Employees suffered for her principles. Sarah's career stalled. Associations with Emily's controversy led to scrutiny. Parents complain, she confided. Emily offered to help, but Sarah refused. I need to stand on my own. Independence clashed with interdependence, straining their bond. Family fractures deepened. Her mother, silent through it all, finally called. You've humiliated us. Emily pleaded. Mom, support me. But the line went dead. Isolation peaked at a family wedding she wasn't invited to. Mark's sisters. Photos online showed unity without her. Seeking refuge, Emily reconnected with the support group. Alex, now a mentor, shared. Victory comes with voids. Fill them with purpose. Inspired, Emily launched a foundation for LGBTQ youth in business. Launch event glittered, Sarah by her side, a show of solidarity. But behind smiles, doubts lingered. Sarah confessed. Sometimes I wonder if we'd be happier hidden. Emily recoiled. That's regression. The debate reignited old wounds. Therapy sessions helped unpacking traumas. Emily's father's death, Sarah's estrangement. A turning point came via an unexpected ally. Grandpa on his deathbed. He summoned her. I was wrong, he rasped. Forgive an old fool. Tears fell as he handed a letter. Apologies, revelations of his own suppressed feelings in youth. Society shaped me wrong. Emily forgave but questioned. Had his change come too late? His passing brought inheritance disputes. Will contested, claiming undue influence. Court battles loomed, exposing more secrets. Mark sued, alleging defamation. Emily hired lawyers, resources draining. Amid chaos, Sarah proposed. Let's elope, escape. Tempting, but Emily declined. Running now betrays everything. Sarah's hurt deepened. Am I not enough? The trial was grueling. Testimonies painted Emily as vengeful. Her relationship scrutinized. Media sensationalized. Lesbian heiress tears family apart. Protesters clashed outside court. Emily testified calmly. I fought for truth, not destruction. Verdict favored her. Will upheld but damages awarded to Mark. Compromise bitter. Post-trial exhaustion hit. Sarah nursed her. We survived. But Emily sensed a shift. Sarah's eyes held resignation. Company rebounded with new clients embracing diversity. Emily's profile rose. Book offers came. Yet personal cost mounted. Friends distanced, fearing association. Loneliness echoed in empty evenings. One storm-tossed night, Sarah packed. I can't do this anymore. The fight's endless. Emily begged. Don't leave. Tears mingled as Sarah explained. I love you, but I've lost myself in your war. Door closed, leaving Emily shattered. Alone, she reflected on choices, defiance's price. Was authenticity worth heartbreak? Days blurred in grief, work a distraction. Reconciliation attempts failed. Sarah needed space. Emily threw herself into the foundation, mentoring young women. Their stories mirrored hers, fueling purpose amid pain. In the void left by Sarah, Emily sought meaning through action. She expanded the foundation, partnering with schools for workshops on inclusivity. Speaking engagements filled her calendar, colleges, corporations. Applause replaced family warmth, but it hollowed her. Memories haunted. First dates with Sarah, laughter in parks. Regret gnawed. Had she prioritized wrong? Therapy delved deeper. Abandonment issues from her father's death fueling overcompensation. A new connection emerged. Jordan, a foundation volunteer, sharp-witted and empathetic. Shared coffees turned confessional. "I've been where you are," Jordan said, revealing her own coming-out scars. Attraction sparked, but Emily hesitated. Betrayal to Sarah? News of Sarah dating someone new crushed her. Social media glimpses. Happy, free. Jealousy mixed with relief. Sarah deserved peace. Emily focused on self-growth, joining yoga, reading philosophy on ethics. Corporate intrigue resurfaced. A whistleblower revealed Mark's new company used stolen Harrington tech. Lawsuit ensued, dredging old animosities. Mark countered with smears. Emily won, but victory Pyrrhic. More enemies made. Family olive branch. Her uncle invited her to dinner. Tentative reconciliation. Apologies exchanged. "We were blind," he admitted. Emily forgave, but trust fragile. Jordan confessed feelings. "You're inspiring." Emily reciprocated, but caution ruled. First date tentative, laughter easing pain. Yet Sarah lingered in thoughts. Societal shifts buoyed her. Laws advancing equality. Emily lobbied, testifying in D.C. Personal stories drive change, she argued. Standing ovation, but exhaustion followed. Back home, a letter from Sarah. "I miss us, but we needed this break." Hope flickered. They met for coffee, awkward yet familiar. "I've grown," Sarah said. Emily agreed. "Me too." No promises, but seeds planted. Balancing act began. Career, foundation, budding romance with Jordan. But conflicts arose. Jordan pushed for public relationship. Emily wary of scrutiny. A major setback. Hack on company servers, data leaked. Fingers pointed at disgruntled ex-employees. Crisis mode. Emily led recovery, but paranoia set in. Amid turmoil, Grandpa's revelations resurfaced via old journals found in storage. His suppressed love for a man in youth explained much. Empathy grew. Cycles of pain perpetuated. Emily confronted her mother. Why the silence? Tears flowed. Mom admitted fears, her own unfulfilled dreams.
Bonding tentative, Hélène Beguin.
With Jordan, intimacy deepened, but Sarah's shadow loomed. Choice loomed. Pursue new love or rekindle old. High-stakes decision. Board offered permanent CEO. Accepting meant full commitment, no turning back. Emily weighed power versus peace. The CEO announcement gala glittered in a Manhattan ballroom. Emily stood on stage, accepting the role amid cheers. "This is for every person told they don't belong," she declared. Spotlights blinded, but inside turmoil raged. Jordan by her side, Sarah in the audience, invited as a gesture. Post-event, Sarah approached. "Congrats." Eyes met, old sparks. Jordan noticed, tension palpable. Later, Emily confessed to Jordan. "I still care for her." Jordan nodded. "Figure it out." Ultimatum unspoken. Days of soul-searching followed. Emily journaled pros/cons. Sarah represented comfort, shared history. Jordan, fresh start, aligned passions. But deeper. Had her journey taught self-love first? Family integration progressed. Holidays together. Awkward but progressing. Mark reached out, truce offered. "Let's build separately." Emily agreed, bridges mending. Foundation thrived, impacting lives. Scholarships awarded, stories shared. One mentee's success mirrored Emily's, reinforcing purpose.
Romance resolved, Émilie chose solitude temporarily.
"I need to heal alone," she told both. Sarah understood. Maybe someday. Jordan moved on gracefully. Years condensed into growth. Company innovated, society evolved. Emily advocated tirelessly, but balanced with personal joys, travel, hobbies. Reflecting on the path. Rejection sparked revolution, but at costs, relationships strained, innocence lost. Was the fight righteous, or did it perpetuate division? In quiet moments she pondered. When does standing up for oneself cross into harming others? And who decides the line between courage and recklessness?